What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Hopefully, you all had a fun weekend of football. But tonight, we're focusing on the NBA. There's 6 games in the NBA tonight. I do have some football plays for the Texans and the Steelers. If you wanted to see those, head over to my channel and watch the NFL video. But in this video, I'll be going through my top NBA player prop picks for tonight. It's been a really good year for us. We started off the year hot in the NBA. We never really lost that momentum. We had like maybe 1 or 2 cold stretches of a few days, but we've been picking it back up just like it's nothing. It's been a really good year. Up over 50 units in the month of December. We're already up over 10 units in the month of January. Hopefully we could have another repeat month just like December was, where we got really hot in the second half of the month, cashing in on 15 of the final 20 days. Big profits in some of these too, but I like the plays tonight. It's a really good slate. We have a couple teams on a back-to-back. Before I get into the plays, just a couple quick reminders and shout-outs first. First off, join my Discord. Discord's completely free to join. The link is in the pinned comment below. Number 2, you see the banner to my right and the QR code. Those are 2 separate things. If you don't have an account with Underdog Fantasy and you sign up using code LayTheHouseRM, you play $5 and they'll give you $75 for free in bonus funds. Might as well give it a shot if Underdog is available for you in your location. You always want to take advantage of those bonus funds whenever you can. The QR code, that's for my VIP. So if you want to become a VIP, you can scan that QR code, get a 3-day free trial. There's also a link in the description below that gives you that free trial too. So what is my VIP? That's where I post all of my bets when I don't make a YouTube video. It's also where I post my write-ups every day, so a lot of analysis and the reasoning behind these plays. I post screenshots of all of my entries and slips on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Hard Rock, you name it. And then I've also been doing some tennis and soccer, which a lot of you guys who are newer don't know this, but I started the entire Lay the House RM brand on tennis and soccer. Bringing it back, had a lot of demand for it over the last few years on X, and I decided this is the year where we're going to bring those back on top of all the player prop content that I focus on. But anyways, let's get into the plays here. The website I'm showing on my screen, like always, outlier.bet. You want a 7-day free trial for Outlier? There's a link in the description below where you can get just that. So we have a few teams on a back-to-back tonight, and that is going to really drive some of my bets for these games tonight. The first one I'm going to talk about is Nick Claxton, under 13.5 points. Looking at the chart in the year, he's averaging 13.2 points per game. He's gone under this number 53% of the time. Filtering for back-to-backs over the last 2 seasons, he only averages 10.2 points per game, going under this number in 12 out of 14 times. The Nets aren't too injured anymore. There's not a lot of guys sitting. It's just Highsmith. Cam Thomas is out, which is going to give a big of a boost to Michael Porter. I haven't actually looked deep into Porter just yet, but with Cam Thomas out, Porter is a solid play that I normally like. So maybe we'll do that here in a second. But anyways, this Nick Claxton under 13.5 points is a play that I like tonight. It's on PrizePicks. If you're on Underdog Fantasy, the number is 12.5. Skip it on Underdog. Make this entry on PrizePicks at the 13.5. Always get the better number. Let's just go look at Michael Porter here really quick. Like I said, I haven't researched this yet, but I'm going to give you some insight on how I do this really. So this season, we'll go games without Cam Thomas. Away games, under 3 of 8, nothing crazy. Let's look at his PRA. Same thing without Thomas. On the year, under away games, nothing really stands out here. So that's generally how I do things really quick. Like if I want to make like a quick decision on a player, filter for a guy out that usually has similar usage. Filter for home and away games. Obviously, you can look at the full sample size and it could be fine. Like if it's like a 90% hit rate, like that's totally fine. I don't have to dig deeper into the home and away splits. But when it's split in half like this, if you go into the away games, like sometimes, a pro tip for you. So like it's 8 out of 17 here, right? Well, sometimes all 8 of those could be on the road. It could be like 8 of 8 on the road and like 9 of 9 on the other side. And so the only way you can see that is by filtering down further in the away or home games. But that's a little pro tip for you guys. No actual play on Michael Porter for me. But let's move on to the next player prop. It is going to be Scotty Barnes, under 33.5 PRA. RJ Barrett's out. Totally fine with me. Doesn't really affect my decision with all this. Back-to-backs for the Raptors. Barnes hasn't been very good on the back-to-backs this year. Under in 6 of 7 games, averaging 23.1 PRA per game. I can filter for games without RJ Barrett. 5-game sample size, averaging only 24.4 points per PRA per game. You could look at this even like on a 10-game sample size here. Under 70% of the time without Barrett, under 90% of the time with Barrett. Like, no matter what way you put it, it's a solid play on the under for Scotty Barnes tonight. Obviously, you could have a random game where he gets like 25 rebounds or so, but I doubt that happens against Philadelphia on the second leg of a back-to-back. Moving over to the Jazz and the Cavs, we're going with Donovan Mitchell under first half PRA of 21.5. This is only on Underdog Fantasy. So if I'm looking here, PrizePicks has it at 18.5. Don't make this play at 18.5. And it's just not worth it. Usually if you have PrizePicks available, you're also going to have Underdog Fantasy available for you in your location. So that's when you head over, you use code LayTheHouseRM, you make your initial deposit, you hammer this under first half, and you call it a day. But anyways, he's gone under this number 78% of the time this year and 71% of the time at home. Even last year, 81% of the time in general and 80% of the time at home too. I pretty much take this the entire season. I like it more on the road, but solid at home too for Donovan Mitchell. Under 21.5 first half PRA. Let's see. Next play. We have a few plays on this next guy. So maybe I'll save him. I'll save him for last. So we'll go to Kawhi Leonard. Over 37.5 PRA. He was questionable going into tonight, but he is upgraded to probable at this point, so he's going to play. Basically, home games this year, averaging 43.4 PRA per game, going over in 10 out of 14 home games. Not much else to it. Obviously, last year he was a lot worse, but he's really stepped up this year when he's needed to. So I think he's going to keep that rolling tonight against the Hornets, who are not an amazing defense by any means. And they're also on the second leg of a back-to-back too, I believe. Let me check real quick. I don't want to give you wrong info. No, they're not in the second leg of back-to-back. Sorry about that. They played on Saturday. But anyways, back to Kawhi here. Over 37.5 PRA. I think this number is a bit too low, especially with the way he's been playing at home this year. All right. Now we're going to move to the guy. I just gave you a preview of him of when I was looking at the Hornets. It's Knepel. We're going to start with start with the points and assists. So let me scroll over here. Where are you? There we go. Points and assists. 21.5 on PrizePicks and Underdog. We see it's minus 164 on Underdog, so make this play on PrizePicks. So Knepel's averaging 22.66 points and assists per game, 22.7 or so. Going over 58% of the time. But this is an example of a player of really good home road splits. So look at 58% on a large sample size. When I filter for away, 75%. So 15 of the 22 times he has gone over this number has been on the road. So much stronger road splits for Khan. We're going to be all over him today. 21.5 points and assists. We're over his 9 first half points. Same trend. This is actually 16 out of 20 because he pushed one time. Same trend. And we'll be on his alternate line of 19.5 PRA. He's gone over an 18 out of 20 and ending on 18. And this was like the absolute blowout against the Jazz where he literally didn't need to do a single thing. But we love Knepel. He's made us insane amount of money this year on the road. The lines haven't adjusted yet. We might as well go back to it tonight in every way, shape, or form. So points and assists of 21.5. First half points of 9 on PrizePicks. And then the alternate line of 19.5 PRA on PrizePicks or DraftKings or Flip for your parlays. You could look at his regular PRA number. It's only 65%. No need to take the unnecessary risk when I can get his points and assists 75%. Or we can get his first half points at 80%. There's really no point. So, it's always good to go through each of the props and be selective, especially when it's similar. I usually start with the PRA, then I'll go to like the points and assists, then I'll go to points and rebounds, then I'll go to rebounds and I'll just cycle through them. Points and rebounds, 70%. Not as strong as the 75%. Rebounds and assists, 55%. So that's why it's important just to kind of go through each one of these and filter them for the game tonight. And that way you can find some really good props. So those are all the regular bets and then a parlay filler too. I have one more parlay filler for you guys. Same game, other team. James Harden over 5.5 assists. He's gone over this number 30 out of 35 games this year. Let's filter for games with Kawhi Leonard. 23 of 26. Let's filter for home games. 12 of 13. How did he do last year? 22 of 23. That's 34 out of 36 games the last two seasons, where James Harden's had 6 assists or more when Kawhi Leonard plays and the Clippers are at home. Great parlay filler for you this week or today for PrizePicks, DraftKings, FanDuel, Hard Rock, and Flip. If I'm being honest with you, don't make this play on Flip. Usually, if you have Flip available, you have PrizePicks. PrizePicks is going to give you a better payout. So take it on PrizePicks. Pro tip: combine all these Goblin plays with any discounts they give you too. Usually the best way to go about it. Or just combine these with the regular props I just shared with you for some bankroll builders. But that's going to wrap up the NBA slate tonight. Like I said before, head over to my page, watch the NFL video. I have 2 NFL plays for tonight that you can see. I think towards the beginning of the video too. I didn't wait till the end to share the Monday Night Football game picks. But anyways, thanks for sticking around. If you've made it this far, join the Discord if you aren't in there already. And best of luck on your bets tonight, everybody.